Hi, today we're going to go through how to make this cute little rainbow hair clip. My daughter asked me, Mom, I need a rainbow hair clip. So I thought, hey, this shouldn't be too bad. And it's super easy to make. So we're going to walk through how you can do it in your Cricut Design Space. So first you want to do is pull up a new project. You'll have the empty screen and everything in this project is pretty much all circles. So we just use the shape command over here on the left. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a circle. Um, I did this hair clip at 3 inches at its largest point. It's not too big, but it's not super tiny, and as many layers as you need for the different colors. You really don't want it much smaller than that because it's going to make it really hard to kind of put some of those last colors on because they'll get super thin. However, if you want to delete maybe some colors and only use 3 colors, you can do that and make it a little bit smaller of a hairbow. Anyways, like I said, we're going to start with a 3-inch circle. So I put a circle in, it automatically puts it in at 3.111 inches. I just want a solid 3-inch circle. So I'm going to just change that to 3 inches. Because it is locked here, it's going to keep the same size. So it's a circle, needs to be the same height and width. So we've got a 3-inch circle. Now from there, I'm going to change this because this is going to be my red. And I'm going to go up here and select red. It just kind of helps me keep things focused. Also, when you go to cut, it'll make it easier to cut as well. So I have my red circle, and the next thing I want to do is I want to create another circle. The next circle I'm going to create, I want it, I'm going with 1/3 inch increments on these circles, okay, to make the layers of the rainbow. So the next one I want about 1/3 of an inch smaller, which would make it, to take it from 3 inches, we're going to go with 2.67 inches. I'm going to shrink that one down to that size, and then I'm going to make this my orange one. So we'll use kind of a, I don't like that orange. How about this orange? An orange. And you can kind of layer these in the side. I just eyeballed it. Doesn't need to be super precise. You can eyeball this one really pretty easily. So there's my orange, and then I need my next color, which is yellow. So I'm doing another circle. I'm going to change this to yellow. And the orange one was at 2.67, so we're going to make the yellow one at 2.33. And again, I'm just going to drop it in here and kind of eyeball where I look just about in the center. Again, this hair clip is super forgiving as well. So we've got the red, we've got the orange, we've got the yellow. Now we're going to do the green. Another circle. We want this one green. And then, so we had a 3-inch, a 2.67, a 2.33. We want a 2-inch on this one. Again, we're just going to eyeball it, make it easy. There we go. And we're going to do a blue one as well. Again, we're going to fill it with blue, so we know that this is the blue one. So this one was at 2 inches. We want this one at 1.67 inches. All right, I'm going to pop it in here, eyeball it. Looks pretty good. All right, next one is going to be the purple one. And we're going to change the color to purple. And we were at 1.67 with the blue one. We're going to take this one to 1.33. Pop it into the middle as well. All right, awesome. Okay, so we have a rainbow, but it's a circle instead of a half circle. Or a semicircle. It would be half circle. So what we want to do is we still need to get the kind of that center of the rainbow cut out. So we're going to do one more circle. And this one I just do as kind of, I can either do black or white, I've done. So we'll do, let's say, black. And I just want this one at 1 inch because it's going to take the middle out to kind of give that bottom little open area of our rainbow. All right. Got it. Looks like we could recenter this a little bit better. That, ooh, looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing I like to do, and when I have done this one, is I want to slice. So I want to take the center out of each piece of each layer of the rainbow. But I only need the same size that comes out. So I just need that 1 inch circle to come out of each size of the circle, because they're all going to be the same in the bottom. So your red one is going to be a nice thick red, and then as you go down in the colors down to purple, it's going to be a tiny little strip of purple that we're going to have instead of a wider piece. So what we'll do is I'm going to take the black circle, and over here on the right, I am going under layers, I'm going to click on the purple one. So I'm going to hold down my control key, and I'm going to select, let me start this again. I'm going to select my black one, and then I'm going to hold my control key, and I'm going to select my purple one. So I'm saying I want those two together, and then I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to say I want to slice those, okay? So perfect. All right, so I sliced that out. Now I no longer need this purple, solid purple. I just need the one that has the slice out, because that's going to be the part of our rainbow. So I'm going to click on the solid purple circle, and I clicked on it, and I'm just going to hit my delete button and delete it, okay? I'm going to do the same thing over again for each color. So I'm going to click on the black circle, hold my control button down, click on the blue one, and then I'm going to hit slice again. So again, I get the blue circle. We don't need that one anymore. I'm going to highlight it and hit delete. Repeat, black circle, hold the control down, green. So they're both darkened. And now we're going to hit slice. And we don't need the solid green circle anymore, so we're going to hit delete. Again, we're going to click on the black circle, hit the control, hold the control button down, press the yellow, so we've got both of them highlighted, and then you can let go of the control key at that point and hit slice. We're going to remove the solid yellow circle and repeat. So black circle, hold the control. We want the orange circle. You can let go of the control, hit slice. We don't need the solid orange one anymore, and we're deleting. So we're highlighting it and hitting the delete button. Again, black circle, hold the control button, press the red one. We've got both of them highlighted. You can let go of the control button and then hit the slice button. Perfect. And we don't need that red solid one again, so we're going to just get rid of that bad boy. And we don't need the black one anymore because we have cut every circle. So our red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple all have our circles cut out, okay? You'll see, like I mentioned, that as you get further into the layers, that the circle, the width of the rainbow shrinks. So when you get to that purple one, it's just a tiny little sliver there that you've got. But like I said, we're going to delete the black circle. I've got it highlighted. It's dark. I'm going to hit my delete button, and that one's gone. Now on our canvas, it looks like just our red one is there. The other ones are still there. You'll see the layers on the right. If you visually want to see those come back, it's super easy. What we're going to do is we'll just click on the orange one, and we're going to come over here to arrange, click arrange, and we're going to ask it to move forward. Okay, so we moved it forward one spot. If you want to move the yellow one forward, we're going to come over to the layers and click on the yellow one. And then we're going to come back over here to arrange, click arrange, move forward. Now I clicked it, you don't see it yet. It's because it was a couple of layers back. So we need to do the same thing. It's still highlighted over here. We're going to hit arrange and move forward again. And now our yellow came forward. You'll notice that as we go through, it's going to take an extra click for each one, an extra click more than the previous one. So it took 2 clicks for the yellow one, 2 arrange forwards for the yellow one, and it'll take 3 for the green one. Or you can say send to the front, okay? And it pulls that one all the way to the front, so you don't have to do the 3 click-throughs. I just did that to kind of explain what was happening in case you do it and you're like, it didn't work. Same thing, now we can move the blue forward and say move to the front, and our purple, we can say move to the front. Okay, so we've got our rainbow ready, but we need to cut it in half. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to group it all together. So to group it, let me do this again. I can click anywhere in the white canvas, okay? You want to make sure that you're kind of out above where the rainbow starts on the sides, okay? So for instance, this one right now is kind of sitting up on the 4-inch line. So I'm going to come up just above the 4-inch and just beyond the left side. And I'm going to click my mouse, I'm going to hold it, and I'm going to drag it. And as soon as I have it all covered, what I want to group together, I'm going to let go of my mouse and you'll see that it's all covered, okay? You'll also see over on the right-hand side that everything is a darker color. I mean, it's all selective. And you can hit group. Now, I'm going to back up and I'm going to show you another way that you can group it. So I'm going to ungroup it just to show another way to group these colors together. So if you didn't want to click, drag, and group like this, you would come over to the layer side and you could just go through each one. So you could click the purple one, and then once you click your first one, hold your control down. And then as you're holding the control down, go through and click each additional layer. You'll see they're all highlighted. I've had my control button down the whole time, showing that I want to keep the previous one selected. And then I'm going to hit the group button. Okay, and you can let go of the control once you have everything selected that you want. So there we go. So we've got them all grouped together. They're not going to move on me or anything. And we've got a rainbow. I will tell you that the first one I made, I just made it like this. And then after I cut it out on the Cricut, I just cut each one in half and I made 2 rainbows. I didn't do this next step. So you can do that, or you can do the next step and have it cut for you. So it's totally up to you. Cutting it in half was super simple. So it's up to you. But to cut this one in half, what I did was I did a square. This is the only time you're going to use a square in this whole project. And actually, we're going to move this square out of the way, and I'm going to move this over here. I want it right up so I can see exactly where I'm at halfway. So I'm going to change the position to 0 and 0. Now up here is your position. So you've got your X line and your Y axis. I want it on 0 and 0, so we're dead on, okay? So I just changed it to 0 and 0. So I know it's a 3-inch circle, so I know that the 1.5-inch mark is dead on halfway. So I am just going to move my square there, and while it looks about right based on the y-axis, I'm just a little bit beyond the 1.5-inch mark. So I am just going to move it dead on to 1.5. Okay, so I know that it's dead center on that. So I've got that there. And you can see now I see my rainbow. So I need to get rid of that other half that's hidden there, correct? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my square, click my I'm going to hold down my control and start with the purple one because that's just the first one. I'm just going to go with it, okay? And I've got those 2 highlighted and I'm going to say slice. Okay, so this is where it takes just a little bit for your computer usually to catch up. So now you see that when I sliced it, I have my 2 sides of my rainbow. So I have my top side and my bottom side, okay? And then you can see where my square sliced, it sliced that out. I'm actually going to just weld my square back together because I need to do this step for each layer. And I don't want my square to have the little piece cut out. So I'm going to click my square and the piece of the square, the black one that it cut out, and I'm going to weld those back together so that they are ready for me when I do my next color. So here's what you can do. If you want to make 2 rainbows hair clips while you're at this, then leave both of those cuts there and it'll cut it in half for you, okay? If you only want to make 1, delete one of them, okay? It doesn't matter if it's the top or the bottom, they're exactly the same. Just for visual sake, we're going to delete the one that's on the bottom half and get rid of that and say that we're just making 1 rainbow hair clip. So I'm going to click on it and hit my delete button. Now I'm going to repeat our steps again. So we're going to click on the black square, hold the control button down, click on the blue. Now they're both highlighted. I can let go of my control key and I can hit slice. You'll see that we have the 2 sides of the rainbow here for the blue. For the sake of everything going the same direction, we're going to get rid of the upside down one. I highlight it, I hit my delete button. We're going to weld back our square so it's ready for the next one. So we're going to highlight the black one, black square that's missing the little half rainbow, and then the half rainbow, the black that came out, and we're gonna click the weld button down here. They're back together. Now, we're gonna take our black square, we're gonna do our green one. So we've got both of those highlighted. We're gonna hit slice. Again, we're gonna delete that bottom half of the rainbow because we don't need it. We're just gonna print one. And then we're gonna weld our black square back together. And we're gonna repeat, black square, control, yellow, slice. And we're gonna delete that bottom half of that yellow that we don't want anymore. And we're gonna weld our black piece back together. So the black bottom arch is coming back together and the rest of the black square. So I've got those two highlighted, we're welding them, and they're back together. So we're gonna do orange now. So black square, control, orange, slice. This is a great project for practicing your welding and slicing. We're gonna get rid of the bottom part of the orange that we don't want. We're gonna weld the two pieces of our black back together. And then we're gonna repeat, black square, control, red, slice. We're gonna get rid of that bottom half of the red that we don't want. And we no longer need our black square, so we're gonna get rid of this one. So I'm gonna highlight it, click delete. And we don't need this black one either. We're gonna highlight it and click delete. Now, it looks like on the canvas that we just have a red rainbow. But as you can see on the layers, we have all colors. They're just not showing. So previously, remember, we pulled those forward. We can do the same again if you want to, or you can go straight to make it. Actually, we're not ready for make it because we still need to make our clouds. For visual sake, we'll pull them forward. So we're gonna tell the orange to move to the front. Yellow, you're gonna move to the front. Green, please come forward. Blue, please come forward. And purple, please come forward. We've got our rainbow, okay? And it came ungrouped, so we're gonna group it back together. So we're good. I'm gonna move it just because it's gonna be easier to do our clouds now. Okay, so we have our rainbow. I put little clouds at the bottom, kind of finishes off those end pieces for your hair clip. To do this, I did a circle. And this is a really big circle. I decided to go with about 1/2 inch circle. I just kind of eyeballed it. But instead of a circle, I actually wanted more of an ovalish shape. Not quite circle, not quite oval. So I unlocked it. So if you'll notice here, there's a lock. If you unlock it, it allows you to change the configuration. So it will no longer stay a circle. So you can make it wider, you can make it longer, you can change all those configurations. So I'm going to click the unlock button. And this is now when it's unlocked, you'll see it unlocked here and you'll see it unlocked here. It's going to allow me to manipulate it. So see, I can take that circle now wider, longer, however I'd like. It's no longer going to say a perfect circle. So I kind of went with roughly like a, let's say about a 1/2 inch, somewhere around there. Kind of play with it. 1/2 inch oval. Actually, I don't think I did. I think I actually went smaller. So I kind of liked it not being quite so round to give it more of a cloud formation. So I think I kind of like this. And I'm actually going to change it white because the black's going to annoy me because it doesn't look like a cloud. Okay, so I got white. I kind of like that size. So let's try it. So I clicked on it. It's highlighted. Okay, so you'll see it highlighted here. I like shortcuts. I am a shortcut person. If you hit Control C, that is copying the image that is highlighted. If you then click Control V, it's going to paste. So Control C is copy, Control V is paste. Okay, so it copied it. It's identical. And I am just gonna kind of layer these up together. And I want another one. And so it's still on my my clipboard as what I copied. So I could hit Control V again, and it's going to paste the same identical size. Okay. So I'm going to paste another one here, not the same. So I'm lining about 3 up at the same at the bottom because it kind of gives that nice bottom finished. And then I'm going to push Control V. I'm gonna paste another one just like those other ones up, and now I'm gonna put it, kind of stack it to kind of give that more of that cloud definition. And again, this is just playing with what you like, okay? And Control V again because I want another one, and kind of play with what I want. I might move this over a little bit just so it covers all the layers, so it's a nice kind of a coverage there that we have. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, so I like those 5 ovals. Now, I don't want it to print the 5 ovals separately. I want them to print it together as a solid cloud, okay? We just layered them and stacked them there so that we can get the image that we want, okay? So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here to the layers and click the first oval. And then I'm gonna hold that control button down again. And while I've got it held, I'm going to click the next one, keep the control button held, the next one, next one, next one. So I have got all 5 of my ovals here together. Okay, I've got them highlighted. You can let go of the control button now, and you can say weld. You want to weld them together. They are going to permanently attach, and they will not cut as 5 pieces. They're going to cut as 1 piece. Okay, so I've got that there. Now I just want an identical one for the other side. So I want to create a second one. So I've clicked this again, and I've got it there. I'm just going to say Control C. So it's highlighted, so it's going to copy whatever I've got highlighted. So Control C, and then Control V. And it's going to paste my second one, and there's my other one for the other side. Okay, you can also duplicate. I'm going to delete this and show you. You can also duplicate or copy something by clicking the image that you want to copy. Okay, so you've got it clicked. You can see that it's highlighted here, and then you can hit duplicate. Does the exact same thing if you want to do that, or you can use the Control C, Control V. I'm out of years of habit for copy paste. I do Control C, Control V. So it's totally whatever you are comfortable with. You don't have to line these up. If you want to line them up to see kind of what it would look like, it's going to print separate, but that lets you see it. So now you are ready to go to, not printing, but cutting, okay? I used felt for these. I used felt from Hobby Lobby. It was a nice quality felt, one that wasn't going to pull apart for each one of these layers. I liked the colors from Hobby Lobby better than I liked from Michael's and Joann's too. So it was just my preference. Whatever you have available, you can use. Now, you can save this project now if you'd like, or you can just go to Make It. Now, because we've color-coded everything, we know exactly what color everything needs to be when we go to cut, okay? So our clouds are white. You see our 2 clouds here. And we don't need to mirror anything. We're not doing vinyl. We don't have any purpose for mirroring. So that is all easy peasy, okay? So you've got it where you want it. If you need to move it around, maybe you've got a little piece of white felt that you're wanting to use, and it's, if you need to move it kind of like this, you can manipulate where these items are before you cut. So that's a nice little trick in case you didn't know. Hit continue. It's going to look for my maker, which was not on, so give it a minute to turn on so it can find it. And you can probably hear my maker spinning up in the background. There we go. Okay, so material you can use, I selected felt, all right. You can use the fine point blade. I personally have better luck cutting my felt when I use the rotary blade. So if you have a maker, I like the rotary blade. If you don't, you can use the fine point blade. Completely up to you. That's just kind of the preference I have with the maker. And you can switch tools here. So you could select rotary blade, or you can keep it with the fine point. Totally up to you. Hit continue. And then you would press your load mat and then your little Cricut icon to cut. And you would do that for each layer. And then you'd go to the red one, you'd put your red felt on and cut. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you found it really easy. It's great practice, again, for those slicing and those weldings pieces. And My daughters, they love their little rainbow hair clips that they can wear, and they have gotten a ton of compliments out of them. So they're great for Easter, they're great for St. Patrick's Day, all that fun stuff, springtime and summertime as well. So I hope you enjoyed. Thanks.